Streaming is on.
All right. So we got the live streaming started.
Okay, great.
Gonna try to get, there we go. All right, getting the link for recording. All right, that was, so part one was and executives status update. All right. And now part two, going into the
Other trajectories. No, is the scheduling first? Wait. Oh yeah, the schedule is first. Sorry. Schedule. I thought we had other trajectories first. All right, schedule.
Topic. Okay.
What is this team scheduling spreadsheet? You can do it. Wow.
This is not our team schedule of agreed upon sessions, though.
Excuse me?
I was trying to open the schedule of agreed upon sessions, so that was not.
No, here the team schedule is on line 3.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. No, I just
Okay, so
think that
agreed
I
upon
need
sessions, we're making progress here for sure.
a lot of right. There's something that I want to add. Where is it?
So, oh yeah, there's a mock was scheduled for today or not?
No. For this session, no. For Hydra,
Let's
yes.
see
For
what's
Hydra, it was.
I know, but it said for Andromeda Hour 2 that he was scheduled. I just removed him.
Yeah, no, that's a mistake. Right, Joyce?
What happened?
Yesterday, he only agreed to meet Hydra, right? Not Andromeda.
Oh, yeah, yes.
So you said you had a question or no?
No, I couldn't find it. I noted it in the primary manager priorities, but I cannot find it. So don't worry about it for now. Just find it again. Remember, I noted it yesterday before going to sleep, but maybe it didn't. He didn't save
Okay,
us.
so do you guys have anything you want to bring up, or should I go into proposals or something? Because
All right. So yeah, I mean, I yeah, I have three things. Like first, I would add two sessions because anyway we are scheduling them, so it's better to include them. So pass from an 8 sessions model to a 10 sessions model, and especially to as you pointed out to address the lack of VA sessions at this time. So and then yeah, the evil we need to fix the evil monthly session. So what
Like this Friday. What? And
and
you have also your chiropractor on Friday, Jay, before the sessions.
I know.
right.
We'll bring that up. Remind me on Thursday,
Thursday.
after the main session or whenever, or
Mm-mm.
during the main session, that'll be helpful. And then
Yeah.
you can remind me on Hydra right before I go, but it'll be fine. So anyway, so
Mm.
focusing on the scheduling here as opposed to the reminders,
Right.
I think this is everything. So do you want to start with the additional session and see what that looks
Yes.
like?
Yes.
Okay, so options for additional two sessions. So obviously this would add a prime trajectory and
So
normal work, right? And
yeah,
you were talking about, ideally some sort of VA session. Um,
yeah.
and so
I
our
mean,
options for this,
one would be a VA session for sure, and the other one is the prime.
yeah.
Since we have
So
we just also noted that we have a ninth sub trajectory for the prime trajectory for the umbrella showcase website launch. It fits perfectly.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
But we do have a lot of websites. I mean, we could combine all of the website work into one trajectory if we really wanted to, right? But I think they're all kind of equal. Like each website is its own thing.
yeah, because I mean I agree with you because I mean some website we wanna some websites need more work, other need less work. So I don't know.
Yeah, we might be adding more. There could be a 10th once we
Like
add
for example,
uh,
the sponsorship
the one.
program has a lot of. It's like the sponsorship program is almost a showcase website itself, right? As we just said, because it showcases all the legal umbrella established entities, legal established umbrella entities.
Like most people who go through sponsorship, for example, if you only want nonprofit sponsorship, you might never even know the sponsorship website exists. You just go to CCC website, right? You don't need to even know the sponsorship website exists.
In this case, they would know because they would go probably through the umbrella website, through the sponsorship, and then from the sponsorship website, they would choose what's their.
Yeah, exactly. So if somebody is going through the Umbrella Showcase website, we want to easily and quickly be able to go to the Showcase CCC website so that people are, because most people are interested in nonprofit sponsorship, they would just go there right away. Anyways, that's not what we're addressing now. Right now, we're just
You're
addressing the
right.
schedule.
Yeah.
So
So
the focus here is basically the options are, for the Prime, Showcase website, you basically have Hydra, you know, wait, no, that's not what I want to say.
I mean, I like very
They're
much, for
basically
example,
Hydra.
yeah,
Our Hydras for our options for both of them are Hydra, like because we should stick with the octant model. So we have Hydra, we've got Andromeda, and we have Cobalt, right? And
right.
Sonic, right? Those are our four options. So Hydra would go from 2 to 4, Andromeda go from 4 to 6, Cobalt would go from 2 to 4, and Sonic would go from 0 to 2.
Exactly.
Right. So for me, I obviously prefer Cobalt in relationship to like VA work. Um, I obviously wanted more Cobalt, but obviously the rest of the team is. I mean, if we did add the 2 days to Andromeda, it would be like we should consider whether or not it makes more sense to just have like more of a normal work week of 4 days with Cobalt and just keeping Saturdays for just scheduling extra priorities that are not scheduled. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah, I was actually thinking about including Saturday, like because, for example, uh, the best fit, in my opinion, is Thursday after the main session. But the problem with the main session is that the main session goes very long every time.
Mm-mm.
So it's
Well, that's something that we could also do. We could say that Cobalt Thursdays is main session.
Oh, well,
Right? We could say that we just plan our main session to go from Andromeda through Cobalt, and that's just all that would take up 2 main session categories. and then that would also cancel the main session for life support and the support alliance that we currently have.
That is true. It's cool, but anyways. So we would have two main sessions the same day.
Well, they would be the same main session, but we would just overlap them. I guess they could have slightly different priority focuses, but either way, it would basically be the same main session. Because if we are just typically know that the main session is both Andromeda and Cobalt, then that's how it usually works out, and that's what we need for more in-depth training and more, active collaboration and team dynamics and just getting through everything. Then maybe that's what we need. We just need to allow the main sessions to go on for 3-4 hours, and so we just plan that into our trajectory
for
model.
4 or 5 hours. I mean, I think it's a very cool idea for sure. They would
Yeah, it would
free up.
affect.
They
It
would.
obviously affect.
Sorry, Jay. Sorry for interrupting. Yeah. It would affect.
It would affect. I was just saying it would affect the Wednesday main session, which is our current session for life support.
Yeah, but we would like include it into this Thursday main session, like mega main session. I don't know. I mean, the support alliance main session needs to happen. It's 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 foundational to what we want to achieve, right? So we want to keep that going for sure.
Yeah, yeah. We also should better document the model. So let's add this as another priority. So better document trajectory schedule model with clear octant options from 0, 2, 4, 6. So depending on the number of sessions, it makes it clear how you fit in the life support. So let's think about what that would look like. So if we did double main session here, and then we did double prime trajectory there, that's what that would look like. And then this would be buddy team work session. Does that make sense?
Okay. So, but
A
this
bold
look how it would
here.
happen. But look, so we have BTVA executive support, BTVA executive support, and then would leave us here open work PT, but we're also scheduling
Well,
currently
this one's technically
every day
it's like AGC.
AGC value. Yeah. But we're also currently scheduling every day here, Monday, Wednesday,
Monday.
Thursday.
Why are you scheduling every day?
We are trying to have a
Why are you
session
scheduling?
Hydra every day to work on
Taxes.
extra sessions out of the week. Yeah, taxes, AGC, and value in general. So it's okay. So this leaves us Hydra for scheduling Hydra on Monday, Hydra Wednesday, and Thursday. So then we would have here on Tuesday. So first of all, we need to also switch Friday prime trajectory with 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 Tuesday. There's no other way we can do that, right?
So again,
Like once per month, we have Friday here Andromeda. That is the EVA session. So my proposal was to move the EVA session once per month on Saturday. I think it's good. It's on Saturday. people can make the time if they want to come or not. But I mean, it's once per month only, one Saturday per month, right? It was something that would be scheduled extra one per month, but it wouldn't affect our weekly work schedule. Let's say, right?
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very good, very good thing to do on Saturday, right? So you have more time to focus. It's, Saturday it's not so a running around day stuff. Right? I don't know. I like Saturdays for doing this kind of work, but I don't know.
Okay. So I mean, I think we should look at each thing separately, like one at a time.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with you. We should look at one at a time. But so
what about
yeah,
what about something like this? Something like this.
four, four.
what's that? Hydra, Andromeda. Oh,
And then basically,
we have
have time for
we have
eval once per month. So if we have basically Thursday, Fridays is basically all day main sessions to just address training, address like meaning every single issue, possibility, things come up, planning, everything. There should be plenty of time for doing evaluation time once a month. We could like set aside time. But I mean, if you guys are talking about scheduling for Hydra, 4 days a week, it's like, why not just make it official if that's what you guys want to do. So I mean, for me, I'm really glad we only stuck with just doing 2 a week for Cobalt and Hydra, but we are obviously seeing that it's working, right? The model is working, everything's going well. So I don't think we need to decide this right now. The goal is to get proposals together and options together for Thursday, right?
mm.
But I think that this is definitely an option, and I have a couple other. I personally would like to keep Saturday, Sunday open because I feel like it just feels weird to be scheduling on a weekend. But Mel is proposing potentially to do life support on the weekend. And life support seems like something that would make sense on the weekend for people, because if people need life support and they're all busy during the week, maybe the weekend is the best time for our life support program. You know? So,
makes
anyways,
perfectly sense. Yeah.
I'm definitely interested in doing that, but that'll take care of itself as part of our whoever when we're coordinating the life support program, it should just automatically get scheduled the time that the most people want it to be scheduled for. Right? That's the process. So our scheduling process should take care of that. And if everyone wants to schedule for Wednesday afternoons, it'll automatically get scheduled for Wednesday afternoons. If they want to schedule for Saturday afternoons, it'll automatically get scheduled for Saturday. So it just depends on when on actually just doing the work. So anyways, I mean, I think that there needs to be options for increasing Hydra and or increasing Cobalt, and basically building a schedule that we are all in support with, that's professional and that is functional. You know? And that we can handle. I mean,
Right.
I'm fine just sticking with the model that we have now and just scheduling extra sessions as we're able to. But then obviously I mean, for me, the primary thing is our budget. So our budget is primary. We need to stabilize our budget. We need to be paying people. We need to be getting, doing that, and then matching our schedule to meet our budget, because you can only expand so much. Also, it's good to note that after you continue to expand, you hit the point where there's only you only can have a maximum of, what is it, like 64 sessions per week?
How many? Yeah, you only
56. So the maximum is 56 per week.
per month.
And then you just start re-overlapping. And so it's all, after you get the global model set up, it's just all about overlapping and leadership buddy teams. So you can get, so like the primary focal point of the Vortex model is multi-buddy teams sessions and getting your team working and being effective and efficient in multiple buddy teams. Like that's the primary goal, because that's the only way to succeed in the bigger picture. So scheduling more and more times to work is less efficient than training and getting other buddy teams functioning. Is much more effective in the long run.
So you included here SVG client work goes under the prime trajectory BT work.
Well, you guys are talking about doing taxes and everything. So if you wanted a session to do taxes, maybe you could put that under SVG client work or something. I don't know.
Let's see.
Like after the SVG website gets updated, but technically speaking, the taxes client work comes under SVG.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I want to move forward, and I want to talk a little about, like, I'm pretty much ready to go into some of the trajectory setup components and the other proposals.
Yeah, no, I want to try to fix the eval, because eval session is this Friday. So what happens? What happens this Friday? We cancel the prime trajectory between BT work session.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on what we want to propose, but let's just okay, options for proposal for eval methodology. Okay, so what we need for the eval methodology and everything is we need to have a set time per week that addresses, bigger picture scheduling and structure, right? So anything that happens on a monthly, quarterly, half year, annual, all of that needs to happen at this time, right? Does that make sense?
Okay.
So the options would either be, right, like we know we have for Hydra, Andromeda, and Cobalt at 4 sessions per week per octant would equal 3 main sessions. So we have 3 main sessions that we can work with. These 3 main sessions can either be main session support alliance, or basically this idea of like let's just say monthly / quarterly structure, right? Does that make sense?
Okay. All right. So we could move the.
But we could also
to
set up a model where the main sessions could be a monthly, quarterly structure where it's like, normal main sessions, the first and third week, and then you have monthly main session the second week, and then quarterly and half year, and yearly main sessions the 4th week. So you could also set it up like that, where basically all of it happens at the same time, but you're, instead of having main sessions every single week, you would only have your main sessions twice a week. And you could even break that up too. Like instead of even doing main sessions every week, you could do, first week could be core team. Second week or third week could be, management. And then the second week you would looking at, executive, and then you're looking at, board, eval, methodology,
No,
membership.
Eval is here monthly.
Right?
Eval. Monthly. Yeah, I mean this is cool for sure. I don't know, Jay. I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously more to try to have more work sessions than main sessions. Right? I think so. This to
Well,
me
every
looks
main
very,
session can
very
always
good. So
be a work session, which is why
we will have one main
every
session
main
per
session
week.
can always be a work session, which is why it's blue, right? Anytime
Yeah.
a main session is happening, we're basically prioritizing main session over work session. So anytime we want to, we can just split up into buddy teams and do work during a main session.
What do you mean with one time plan? Half of Thursday.
At anytime we're having a main session, we can just stop and split up into buddy teams and do work. Like there is no requirement to have a main session,
Okay. Good,
right?
good.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, I know.
Every single main session is also buddy team work, which is why it's blue. So anytime in terms of the one-time plan of just dealing with this week, our options are, we could do it during the main session on Thursday. We could cancel a prime trajectory session on Friday, right? Which I think is also perfectly fine, and just do the eval session, right? We could
We could propose this for
schedule one.
Saturday
Yeah.
for this time. Yeah. Yeah. Let's Jay, Alberto, Joyce.
I love it.
Yeah, let's deal with this. Let's deal with this now for this time, and then we can vote on these options, and then we can think about these more stable long term options that you presented here. Right. So how are we gonna fit it?
Yeah, and it'll help with the stable long-term options when we figure out the identity and entity related to the showcase website
Yeah.
and building
Al-
the structure for that.
Also, during the EVA session, we can make a new proposal for so saying instead of the last Friday to make it eventually the last Thursday in this case, right? The last Thursday of the month. So we would have it under this schedule here with the for Hydra, for Andromeda, for Cobalt. It would then fall into one main session FQN. Year 7. Half of Thursday main session.
Half of Thursday.
All of Thursday main session. Cancel. Alright, so I'm a definitely a 3 on that. 8 on that. Under 7 and 5. So we still need your 2 votes.
Joyce, what's up?
Yeah, I'm voting and thinking.
I'm fine with like any of them, whatever you guys want to do.
Oh, great. So let's schedule for
So
Saturday.
the schedule for Saturday, it gets the most votes. So Saturday Andromeda hour 2.
Yes, yes,
This is only for this week, right?
yeah. For this one time,
Yes. Well, for this month.
Okay.
for this month.
For this month.
Okay. So are there any questions about the proposal?
No questions.
Are there
Joyce,
any
No
concerns? Joyce, do you have
questions,
any
no
questions?
concerns,
no concerns. For me as well, no
Are there
concerns.
any objections?
no
No objections. No.
objections.
Okay. So we have consensus, but we do want to make sure there's no objections online.
From the rest of the
So
team.
when you everybody just propose it, say like there's a conflict for Friday with the new scheduling. We're proposing to do Saturday Andromeda hour 2. And if everybody's okay with that, or basically just say like, as long as there's no objections, this would be our schedule, right? And just ask for objections.
Okay. Okay.
That's
We,
not
Because it's not like a policy proposal or anything, it's a one-time thing, so it doesn't necessarily require voting. So in the context of having Saturday open, having Saturday open, I think is very helpful for situations like this, And when you have priorities and just things to be dealt with, like having Saturday totally, can you imagine if Saturday was totally filled up? What would we do? Right.
yeah,
So I
but
think this was good.
yeah, looks very good.
What?
No, no, I'm very excited about this 4-4-4 schedule. Hydro Andromeda Co. But if we manage to get agreement on it, I think that's the way to move forward, right? There's no other.
I don't know. I'm not totally convinced either way. What I'm definitely convinced on is what we have going now is working and it's getting better, and that as we stabilize with our budget and everything, we should be able to expand, but we're still not stable yet. We have not stabilized what we currently have, and we don't
I
want to
just
grow too
it
fast
just
and try to push
started.
ourselves too hard. Yeah.
It just
But it
started.
is working. So I'm not completely scared about it. And it's like the most important thing is the budget, right? And getting the budget updated and working. And then from there, getting everybody happy and engaged, right? So as long as everybody's happy and engaged to work more hours and do more work, like that's fine. But again, our budget is shrinking right now and going down. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, but
but if people want to put in more hours
we
and
are
getting paid
investing.
less,
We're
yeah,
investing.
well, I would certainly hope so. So that's a good sign overall, a very good sign. And when we go public with all this and we launch, that's what people are going to pick up on. Is if we're all excited and interested in something, then everybody else will be too.
Sure.
All right, so let's go through the rest of the proposals, can we?
Yeah.
The proposal is that all regular scheduled sessions must be regular sessions start
Page 2.
at 2 hours apart.
2 hours apart.
Start at 3 hours apart between octants. So that would be the policy proposal.
3 hours.
Let's see, proposal. Then we had a proposal for
No, wait.
proposal on like basically when making
3 hours apart.
changes to the schedule in one octant, it would automatically
Affect
change
the whole schedule.
schedule in every other octant for that day.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we had the proposal to have all sessions, regular scheduled sessions, be scheduled for hour 2 of each octant to start. So the proposal would be to start all octants. Let me write this again. Proposal to start all octant scheduling at hour 2. Right? Then anyone can propose to change the octant schedule for a specific day. And then the policy proposal would be that if
Yeah.
2 octants are scheduled within 2.5 hours or less, then it would be timer policy tracking. I don't know, let's say 5 minutes, something like that. Hey.
Yeah.
So trying to schedule within the 2.5 hour limit, but needs to be done intentionally and with agreements, right? So as long as it's intentional and everybody wants to not have a break and not be able to like have any space between the octants, that is fine. But there needs to be agreement on it and intention that people are doing that on purpose, right? Which is why we just make it against policy. Right? So because the reason why you have, right, all regularly 3 hours octants, all regularly scheduled sessions start 3 hours apart between octants to ensure time for people to take legal breaks and have food, etc. Okay. So there's obvious like reason why we are creating this policy, right? So I think these are all of the proposals. Does it all look good? This is all we would vote on these on Thursday, right? Or on Saturday. We have the eval session we could address them in. Hello?
How about the? Don't we have any
I'm
more
sorry, I was
SVG?
muted. Yeah, we have a lot of going on Thursday. I think we see if we manage, but yeah, it's good that we have Saturday now.
Session. Don't we have any more SVG main session Thursday?
We're changing it to just main session for now, and then whatever entity and branding we choose for the umbrella showcase website would be the name of the main session for Thursdays, right? So, but for now, it's just like our main sessions for our teams, like our team main sessions. You could call it SVG if you wanted, but SVG is only going to be one branch and one component of our main sessions because we're now basically going to the umbrella showcase website that includes SVG, the support alliance, life support, org support, and the sponsorship program. Yeah.
We're making you understand what's going on, Joyce, right? We have decided to step back a little bit on SVG to make something a lot cooler. Because now we're gonna do this very cool umbrella website because it showcased we're not focusing only on SVG, we're focusing on the whole organization, everything that we're doing.
Yeah, so SVG doesn't change. We're going to still continue with SVG. It's just that we all agreed and understood from the very beginning that SVG was always part of something bigger. And so now we're just acknowledging that SVG is not necessarily going to be successful by itself. And we all believe it will be more successful and more stable long-term to have a broader income source of options and to basically present to the public the whole of the showcase active websites that we are actively engaged with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So our main session will address the entire prime trajectory as well as everything else in the entire network, and in this case, we're moving and evolving towards like a vortex. So anyways, we will figure all that out. But I think this is enough for me on the scheduling because I think we covered all of the details for each proposal. I mean, this is all basically ready to vote on, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, the simplest way to address all the problems in the schedule is basically just saying like, look, everything starts hour 2, right in the middle of each octant. So Hydra hour 2 Andromeda hour 2, Cobalt hour 2. And then if everybody wants to change it from Hydra hour 2 to Hydra hour 3, or change it from, Cobalt hour 2 to Hydra hour 1, or whatever, Cobalt hour 1, everyone can choose to do that as the next proposal. And we'll go through one at a time and we'll change them until everybody's happy with the schedule. Does that make sense?
So you hour
Right?
two,
So that,
all hour two. Oh, Hydra 2,
Yeah,
Solid 2,
I mean,
Andromeda 2.
yeah, I mean, the schedule we have now, Joyce, is the schedule that you see in 2021, right?
Hmm.
No, we don't even have that. No, 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 that's not. No, no, it's not here. Anyways, now we have Hydra hour 3 for the Hydra sessions. So with this proposal, what would
We'll
change from
go
this from
Hydra
the
3.
schedule that we have right now, the regular schedule that we have right now, is that those sessions would go to Hydra hour 2.
Yeah, all sessions hour 2.
Yes. All right. So this is the and the Cobalt session for the support alliance will go to Cobalt hour 2. Basically, that's
yeah.
Yes.
that's what would change from now, from the current situation.
And basically, it's perfectly fine if you want to propose, the options to propose are as follows. So after all of these proposals pass, then this is what would happen, right? So then from here, the next option would be, okay, I would like to propose Monday, Tuesday, Hydra to go from Hydra hour 2 to hour 3, right? And then this would automatically change Andromeda uh, Monday, Tuesday to hour 3,
Mm-hmm.
and
Cobalt.
Cobalt to hour 3, right?
Yeah.
So
So
with this new policy, if you wanted to change Hydra from hour 2 to hour 3 on one particular day, it would automatically change for that day. All of the sessions would go to hour, right? And then from
yeah, but
there,
we
you could propose for all sessions, all days for Hydra to be hour 3, and this would automatically make all start times for all sessions for
but
all options
Oh, wait a minute.
hour 3.
yeah, but I mean automatically, Jay. But we would still need to have agreement, right?
Yes, you still need agreement, of course, but the
Like for
idea is that would be the
example,
proposal.
yeah,
That would be
like,
the proposal.
yeah, exactly. Like for example, I am not scheduled for Hydra, but I am scheduled for Andromeda hour 2, and then the schedule for Hydra changes from like Hydra hour 2 to hour 3, so my schedule changes to Andromeda hour 2 3. This cannot happen. I need to agree on that. Correct.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, everybody should agree on that, and that's the way it should be proposed because that would be the policy. And then, if that's not possible to get agreement, if there's no agreement on this, then you can propose to have Hydra hour 3 and Cobalt, hour 1, but this would be against policy, right? So everyone who votes yes on this proposal would get policy hacking, I don't know, 5 minutes or whatever we would decide to say it is. I think it's a pretty minor thing, but it creates an overlap and it is against policy to create an overlap.
Right. So, for example, let's make an example. Let's make another hypothesis, Jay. All right. So,
Mm-hmm.
Joyce and Joyce and Alberto are scheduled for Hydra 2. All right. And Jay and Joyce are scheduled for Andromeda hour 2. And Jay has, let's say that Jay has a private personal appointment for Cobalt hour Cobalt hour 1.5 personal appointment. Okay, Jay personal. So I arrive and I say, all right, so I cannot make it Hydra 2 I want to move it to Hydra. So Alberto pro, pro, proposes to move to Hydra H3. All right. Okay. Joyce agrees. All right. Joyce agrees. But Jay does not. Jay does not agree because Jay wants to get work done, and he has this personal appointment, so he doesn't want to move his session uh, to to Andromeda. All right, so we don't have agreement on moving the schedule. So what happens is that Alberto, anyways, shows up only in Hydra hour 3. So in this case, the schedule did not change. Alberto was 1 hour late to the schedule session, and I would do policy tracking. Correct?
Sure, but if you showed up late without saying anything, which wouldn't make any sense, then you would get
No, I would try
15
to get all the
policy
proposal
tracking
passed. No,
instead
no,
of only 5 minutes.
no, exactly. I'm saying I would try to get the agreement as we are saying here. Now, I would follow I would follow this process. All right. So I know not gonna make it Hydra 2. So I propose to change the schedule to Hydra 3, but it doesn't pass because we don't get agreement in this hypothesis.
Well,
So
yeah,
we
but if we don't get agreement, that doesn't mean that you guys can't still schedule it. So you could propose to start in Hydra Hour 3 and break policy, and then you start in Hydra Hour 3 with between you and Alberto, right? So Joyce and Alberto can make an
uh-huh.
agreement without me to start Hydra Hour 3, and then again in Andromeda Hour 2, and then that would be against policy.
Okay. So Joyce
But
would
it
be
would
against
be
policy.
perfectly fine if it's policy. No, you would be against policy. Both you and Joyce would schedule. So if you propose
I'm not in an
proposal to schedule buddy team Joyce and Alberto and Hydra Hour 3 and buddy team Jay and Joyce and Andromeda Hour 2. This proposal is against policy and has 5 minutes of policy tracking. So if you guys agree to this proposal, it would be against policy, which is perfectly fine.
Okay, got it. So
you don't need me. You don't need me to vote on this proposal because it doesn't involve my schedule.
okay, got it.
But what the new policy requires is that if you're going to change your schedule to hour 3, that doesn't only affect your buddy team session. It also affects my buddy team session, and so you need to acknowledge that. Because right now, people just go ahead and they schedule whatever they want to, regardless of how it affects everybody else. That's the problem that we're trying to address.
So if H2, all are hour 2. If H3, all will be hour 3, right?
Okay, 2 hours. We need 3 hours from one session to the next one, right?
Yeah, and these would be work sessions. Obviously, like a quick review session, or like some sort of minor thing that comes up, like that's no big deal. Like you can put that anywhere, right? You can just, and that's why we don't need to schedule review sessions, right? Because review sessions can happen in topics during main session or topics during any other session, right? But if you want to schedule a quick review session sometime that's going to take 10-15 minutes, that's fine, right? But we don't need to have that be part of our regularly scheduled session. Our regularly scheduled work sessions typically last an hour and a half, right? But then if it goes over and then it's 2 hours, then next thing you know, you're going 2.5 hours, and like it starts impeding on the next session. That's the problem, right? Is that our sessions typically go longer than the planned hour and a half.
So this proposal, Jay. Okay, so these are examples, right? 81, 83, 86 are examples, correct?
No, those are all the examples are 81, 83, 86. Yeah, these are all examples.
Yeah.
I'll put them italic.
Okay. So then we have 3 policy proposals.
This is the after the policy, right? This is the example proposal.
Yeah. So, and then we have 3 policy proposals: 66, 68 and 75, while 71 is just management proposal. Right?
71. Yes, this is
Just the
for our
management.
schedule. So this is the
Yeah.
temporary management proposal for our schedule would start hour 2. So that
Yeah.
could be hour 3, hour 1. I mean, there's only
Yeah, I get it.
3 options, right? So
But
your
the policy,
options are
the new
hour 2,
policies will
hour
be this.
3, or hour.
All right.
But the key is that we should all start at the same time so that there's a starting point. And then it's fine to change that schedule. Like if Hydra wants to change the schedule to hour 3, that's fine. But the idea is that it would be against policy. If you don't also change, like if Andromeda, if Hydra wants to start hour 3, there's no reason not to start Andromeda hour 3 for the entire week. And then we just do that. Like if Hydra wants to start hour 3, I have no problem with that. And then we just start then we start hour 3 across the board. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it doesn't,
Cool.
I
Yeah,
don't care at all what hour we want to start in. All I care is that it's the same for all the octants so that we have a organized professional schedule so that we can, every time something starts an hour later, it always squishes up against the next session and you don't get correct breaks and people, it's just not healthy and it doesn't meet our policies. Does that make sense?
All right. Perfectly.
Like today we had to push back the session and do it an hour late because there was no possible way we could have started the session without eating or walking, breaking anything, right? You couldn't do anything unless you basically treat yourself like a machine. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. But the policy is 30 minutes, right? Or
Five
What?
minutes.
30 minutes between one session and the other, right? We need to. I mean, 1 hour we can choose.
No, there's no
There's no.
policy. No, there's no policy on the amount of time that has to be between sessions.
All right.
The legal policy, right, where we say, like under here, it says the policy proposal, all regularly scheduled sessions start 3 hours apart between octants to ensure time for people to take legal breaks and have food. So the legal break is that every 4 hours you're required to take a half an hour break. That's the law.
That's the law.
Right? So the legal policy is that required 30-minute break every 4 to 5 hours. I don't remember if it's 4 hours, 5 hours. Different states is a little different, but we always choose the most regular one. So, but it doesn't matter whether it's 4 or 5 hours. If you have 2 3-hour sessions back to back, that equals 6 hours. So the bottom line is that you have to have a 30-minute break every 3 hours for octant to ensure that nobody goes over 6 hours. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Without a 30.
Okay, good.
Right? So it gives a little bit extra break time because you're giving a 30 minutes every 3 hours instead of 30 minutes every 4 hours or 5 hours, but it meets the policy regardless of what octant you're awake in. So it creates a global model that can go nonstop, right? So because again, our long-term end goal with the scheduling is that we have nonstop global scheduling, 24 hours a day,
7 days per week.
365 days a week, 7 days a week. Yeah, just nonstop. So we will get there eventually if we're successful, but the bottom line is that this policy makes sure that it's legal to do that in every country across the world.
All right. Okay.
And it's not even just about the legality. I mean, who really cares about the legality? It's about the morality and making sure people are treated like human beings and giving people the chance to eat food and, take a break, or go on a walk, heaven forbid, actually get some exercise, right? Whatever people need to do to be healthy, take care of themselves, right? So when you don't give people time to actually, exist, you're just treating them like machines. So ideally, you get an hour break between octants so that you can actually do something. But at least having a half an hour, it would be the minimum. And that's why the policy under line 77 is saying that it needs to be 2.5 hours. right? So we don't require 3 hours, we require at least 2.5 hours so that you have that half-hour minimum break.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good time to take a 5 minute break. I'm good to go to for another this 30 minutes if we wanna uh, cover the last topic, trajectory setup. I think it's
I mean,
important.
we can keep going as long as we want to. We don't have to stop anytime at all. We don't even have anything scheduled for Sonic. But the point that I'm trying to make is that when you don't even give 3 hours, then you're automatically guaranteeing you're going to be encroaching and going and overlapping, right? When you schedule 3 hours, you still might be encroaching and overlapping and going into the next session, but you have a much lower probability. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So we can keep going on as long as we want to go on. We can take a 5-minute break and we keep going. But the point is that let's at least create a schedule that's manageable and functional.
Yeah, I mean, look, to close, I think that we should, I mean, the schedule we have just started, right? So if we manage to have like a separate support alliance out of the regular schedule, like maybe on Saturday, but as you said, we need to start coordinating and do the work, and then it will take care of itself, and we deal with it once, because it's the people that are going to join the program that are going to make the schedule. So once we do that, we will see how that fits in. I mean, for the moment, I think it's good to aim for this bigger schedule with 2 more sessions at least, or even 4 more sessions. But I would get us very functional on what we have now, right? And then if we manage to make a proposal that wouldn't conflict with the prime trajectory, the EVA session wouldn't conflict with the prime trajectory on Friday. So that would be, we would bring that on the last Thursday, maybe of the month or something like that. I think that for the moment, I would leave it like it is. Okay. We just started, it's working. I wouldn't like over,
I give it a couple more weeks. I'm
yeah,
personally fine giving it a couple more weeks.
overwhelm the workers, because, you know, yeah.
Cool. All right, but I do want to make sure it's clear that the long-term goal is that the schedule is basically like a living organism, right? And it is perfectly aligned with all of our trajectories. And for example, if we do like, in order to have 2 main sessions in a single octant, you really need a minimum of 6 sessions, right, per week. So with the 4 model, you really can't do 2 main sessions in a single octant, right?
Right.
So again, if you want to do 2 main sessions, you really need to go to a 6 days per week model, if not even a 7 days per week model. And then in relationship to,
Yeah, but the point is that I would treat the support alliance session as kind of separated, right?
no, that's exactly what I'm saying. That is like completely the worst possible thing you can do. Right? That if it's not included as part of the organism in the vortex, then you have a problem. Everything needs to be included. Right? So
How can you? No,
the
the
way that
regular
the
thing.
support
You mean the regular thing, the regular work, the regular activities, the regular programs needs to be included.
everything needs to be within the trajectories. It needs to be regular scheduled. So it all needs to be included. If it's not included, then it's not prioritized, and therefore it should not be happening. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it's
Like it's
impossible.
fine to
We
do
have too much work. We have too much thing. We have too much work. How can we include everything? I mean, we either
that's
expand
about
immediately
the
to.
model.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go into the vortex model when we come back to the break. So I'm gonna go through this in more detail, but I'm just giving you like understanding how that relates to the schedule. And the bottom line is, if there's quote too much work end quote, the answer is not the schedule. The answer is the training and the buddy teams and the collaboration. That's what's going to address the work. Scheduling more will never address all the work, ever. Working as a team instead of Alberto doing all the work by himself, or me and Alberto doing all the work by himself, but working as a team of 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, that's going to address all the work. Overlapping, like multi-buddy teams. If we had 5 fully functional buddy teams happening every single Hydra and Andromeda octants, all the work would get done. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm writing down.
That's going to get the work done, not more and more. We can't schedule 500 sessions per week because there's only a maximum possible 52 sessions ever for forever of all history into the future. You can never schedule more than 52 sessions for literally all of humanity, right? No matter how many billions of people get involved, you only have 52 max sessions. Okay.
So the solution is not the solution to too much work is not scheduling more, is to make the schedule more efficient with the whole team.
It's the coordination of the
More
team,
buddy
the
teams.
training, and the
With the
management,
coordination.
and assigning the buddy team work and distributing all of the work between everybody so that we're able to achieve more with, in essence, less. Right? Achieving more in less time is our objective. Right? So